Welcome to the Guild Tremor video strategy guides. I'm Danton, and today I'll be explaining the Anub'arak encounter within the Crusaders Coliseum raid instance. Anub'arak has just under 4.2 million hit points and hits for anywhere between 30,000 to 40,000 physical damage before mitigation. He has 3 distinct phases and several abilities. The raid should consist of a minimum of 2 tanks, 2 healers, and the rest as DPS. Phase 1 begins when the raid starts the encounter. Aside from Anub'arak's melee attack, he has 2 abilities he will use during this phase, Penetrating Cold and Freezing Slash. Penetrating Cold is a debuff cast onto a random raid member and deals 3,500 frost damage every 3 seconds for 18 seconds. The other ability, Freezing Slash, is only cast on Anub'arak's main target, which should only be the main tank. This ability inflicts 25% frost strike damage and freezes the target in a block of ice for 3 seconds. In addition, during Phase 1, the off-tank will need to pick up any adds known as Nerubian Burrowers that will spawn. DPS will need to switch off of Anub'arak to deal with these spawns, as they have the ability to burrow underground and deal damage from below. If there is any more than one of these active and they are near each other, both will gain a buff called Spider Frenzy. This stacks for each burrower nearby and grants plus 100% movement, attack, and casting speed per stack. As for DPS during Phase 1, melee should focus on Anub'arak unless there is a burrower present. A single dedicated ranged DPS class should be responsible for attacking the frost spheres which float above Anub'arak. Destroying these spheres will force them to drop to the ground and spawn a small patch of permafrost. Permafrost reduces movement speed by 30%, deals no damage, and prevents any Nerubian burrowers from, well, burrowing underground. Permafrost will not prevent Anub'arak himself from burrowing, only the Nerubian burrowers. All other ranged DPS should focus on Anub'arak if there are no other burrowers present. Phase 2 is a bit similar to the Azjol Nerubi counter of Anub'arak. He will burrow underground and attempt to impale random raid members. However, raid members standing on top of the permafrost will take no damage from the spikes. He will also use an ability called Pursuing Spikes. These will chase the raid member until they hit permafrost or they hit the target. Pursuing Spikes deals around 3,000 physical damage and bypasses any armor. At any time, if Impale or Pursuing Spikes hits a permafrost patch, the permafrost will despawn. In addition to the abilities Anub'arak does, Nerubian Burrowers and another ad called Swarm Scarabs will spawn. The Swarm Scarabs have little hit points, but put a nasty debuff on raid members. This debuff is called Acid Drenched Mandibles, and causes 1,000 nature damage every 3 seconds and lasts for 1 minute. This debuff can and will stack. After killing the Swarm Scarabs and the Burrowers, Anub'arak will then resurface and revert back to Phase 1. This continues on a rotating basis until Anub'arak reaches 30% health. Phase 3 is started when Anub'arak reaches 30% health. At this time, he will cast Leeching Swarm on all raid members. Leeching Swarm, as its name implies, will leech 10% of the target's remaining health pool back to Anub'arak every 1 second. There is a minimum of 250 health leached each second. This phase is essentially a burn phase, and Heroism or Bloodlust should be saved for this. Thanks for watching our videos. If you have any questions, I encourage you to post them on the YouTube comments section below, or feel free to visit our website forums at www.feelthetremor.com.